In production for over 100 years, the 1911 pistol is one of the most iconic firearms ever produced. For this video, I will be detail stripping this Colt 1911 and installing a different trigger and mainspring housing as well. First step, of course, is to ensure the firearm is clear. Remove the magazine and retract the slide. To begin disassembly, engage the thumb safety to lock the slide closed. Depress the recoil spring plug, rotate the barrel bushing clockwise, and ease the recoil spring from the slide. Disengage the thumb safety and retract the slide until the takedown notch aligns with the slide catch. Pushing the catch from the right hand side, it will dislodge and allow you to remove the component. With the slide removed, remove the recoil spring and guide rod like so. Lift the barrel and slide it forward, ensuring the barrel link is in the down position. Rotate the barrel bushing counterclockwise and remove the barrel and bushing simultaneously. Bushing removed from the barrel and set out of the way, let's disassemble the slide. Using a punch, depress the firing pin and slide the firing pin stop downward. Remove the firing pin and spring and set them aside for the time being. With the punch, lift the extractor until you can take hold of it. At the time of filming these sequences, this Colt was only test fired at the factory because I wanted to install the trigger and mainspring housing prior to shooting. Now to remove the grips, use a screwdriver with the correct size bit and set the screws somewhere better than I have to prevent them from being lost. Safety disengaged, with a thumb on the hammer and grip safety, squeeze the trigger and ease the hammer forward. To remove the mainspring housing, using another punch and a corresponding mallet, drift the housing pin out from left to right. I had to set the frame off camera a bit to allow the pin to fall freely and continue the disassembly. Like with the grip screws, store this in a secure location as well. Now slide the mainspring housing out. With the hammer cocked, begin to manipulate the thumb safety up and down slightly while pulling it towards you to remove it from the frame. This will also allow removal of the grip safety. Frame turned over, using a punch or gravity, remove the hammer and sear pins. Hammer now free, remove it, the disconnector, the sear, and sear spring from the frame. To remove the magazine catch, depress the release and using a flathead screwdriver, rotate the magazine catch lock 1/4 counterclockwise and it will slide out. You can further disassemble the release, however it is not always necessary. With a slight push, the trigger will slide to the rear. When working on any firearm, I recommend a well-lit location and, if at your disposal, a magnetic tray for small parts, such as screws. Here's one component I missed, the spring and plungers for the slide catch and thumb safety. These are the replacement parts I will be installing, a short trigger and arched mainspring housing, both of which are from the Colt I used for the Terminator 2 1911. I will be reusing the retainer, mainspring, and cap from the original. You'll need a couple punches to depress the mainspring cap and drift the pin out to remove them, of course. This process is easier when not using the camera monitor for the disassembly process, that's for sure. Mainspring, retainer, and cap placed in the spring, place them in the housing. thumb on the pin, use a punch to depress the spring while applying pressure to the retaining pin. Now, take your trigger and place it into the frame. Aftermarket triggers, depending on the manufacturer, may require fitting. Magazine catch inserted. With it pressed, use your flathead screwdriver, rotate clockwise, and check to ensure it functions accordingly. Disconnector in hand, place the sear over it like so. These two parts will sit here once assembled. Once situated, insert the sear pin. Next, place the hammer inside the frame, followed by its retaining pin. The lip on the sear spring situated in the frame groove, lower the hammer strut. Place the grip safety, ensuring the strut is aligned, and cock the hammer. Before you reinstall the thumb safety, remember the plungers and spring for it and the slide catch as well. Sometimes a punch is required to depress the plunger for you to situate the thumb safety. After you have ensured the hammer strut is aligned correctly and the hammer is forward, take the mainspring housing and slide it into place. See what I mean? Sometimes the strut will fight you, but it's a simple fix. Take the housing pin, rounded end first, and, with a rubber mallet, hammer it into place from left to right. Perform a function check of the hammer and thumb safety and ease the hammer forward once finished. Back to the slide, insert the extractor with the lip facing inward. Then drop the firing pin and spring into the channel. Firing pin depressed with a punch, slide the stop into position. Now take your grip panels and tighten the screws until snug. Bushing slid over the barrel. When the bushing mates with the slide, pull the barrel back into the locking lugs and rotate the bushing clockwise until it stops. Recoil spring and guide rod reinstalled with the groove against the barrel, have the barrel link positioned like so. Align the slide and frame rails and retract until you hit the hammer. Hammer now back, insert the slide catch and align the takedown notch to the frame. Remember to not drag the catch along the frame. Apply slight pressure beneath the catch to depress the plunger until it falls into place. Slide back in battery, engage the thumb safety, take the recoil spring plug and insert it back into the slide. Plug depressed, rotate the bushing counterclockwise until aligned with the slide. Tension released, the bushing will now retain the plug. Disengage the safety, dry fire, rack the slide, thumb safety on, test to verify it works as well. Pull the trigger and rack the slide again to ensure the trigger resets. And pull the trigger in this manner to test the grip safety. Now ease the hammer forward. With an empty magazine, test to ensure the slide locks to the rear and to test the magazine catch functions properly as well. And there you have it, a detailed strip of the 1911 pistol. Well, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, leave any comments in the section below, and have a nice day. See ya!